All right, I had to just sit down and record this with, like, dude, I just had the craziest thing I think that's ever happened to me. I, I, I just want to go through this. Like, I just got to tell this while it's fresh in my mind. I wrote it all down. There were witnesses, so I'll just take it from the top. But I audibly heard, and so did both of my daughters, somebody talk from somewhere else from the other side. It sounded like it. Okay, well, let me just tell the story. Okay, so my daughter, her name is Claire. She was named after her cousin who passed away from hydrocephalus at 2 weeks old, and her name was Claire. And so, it's a special name or whatever. I'll try to get through this. I'm literally sorting. I'm honestly, I've got like adrenaline and like I can't believe what just happened. And I have been sitting here for 2 hours trying to find a way to disprove this in my own mind and explain this logically. And there is no way to explain what happened. And so, okay, I got to go a little bit back here. I'm going to try to get this done quick. Bear with me. And I'm kind of putting this out there, hoping that somebody sees it. I don't know if anybody's going to see this, but like, have you had an experience this crazy? I would love to hear it. Like, hit me up privately. I don't know. So, anyways, 2 years ago, my daughter got diagnosed with cancer. She beat it. She's clear now. It's done. And when she was born, when she was like 3 weeks old, she almost died from, she got a really bad lung infection and was an inch really close to death. And we always kind of had this sense that something was watching over her and that she's here for a reason. When she was 4, she got really bad pneumonia again and didn't almost die like when she was young, but pretty close. And so then at 10 years old, she got diagnosed with this cancer, which she's beat. That's behind us. But anyways, that's 3 times. And she's here for a reason. I don't know what it is, but we always had this feeling something's been looking out for her. And so does she. And so 2 years ago, this happened. But anyways, what happened in this process is I was in so much pain from her going through cancer, that it ripped it separated me from my body, which is really hard to describe. But I basically realized that I'm not my body, I'm consciousness, and I could see myself and all my behaviors from a completely different perspective, third party. I realized I was a dick, and like, I call myself a recovered a-hole now. And I saw how fragile life is and how quick it goes by. And let's see, where am I going with that? I'm sorry, I gotta sort this out on the fly. I'm just gonna let it record. So, lost my breath here. I'm legitimately shook up. I've never had. I've seen some weird things in my life, and I've even died. That's a whole different story. And but I've never had anything this clear. I'm dead sober when this happened. I'm dead sober right now. I like smoking weed. I'm pretty open about that. I have not had any weed today. Anyways, let me get back to it. And so, what happened as a result of this, it completely shifted our priorities, and it also expanded my awareness to a whole different type of consciousness, I guess. This whole thing about energies and psychics, and we're all connected and we're all one, and you have the ability to interact with your environment and reality in a different way. All that stuff that I would have never believed became obviously real when I was separated from my physical form. And I lost value. I don't care what I look like to other people now. This is just like a meat suit, a biological machine that my spirit is running while I'm here. Longer story, but anyways, let me try to get back to where I'm going here. So the reason I said all that is because I became aware of this whole other side and other type of existence. I don't know if it's another dimension. I don't know anything about it. And so I started kind of seeking out people that had a little bit more knowledge and learned a little bit about it and stuff. And anyways, as a result of the cancer, one of the things that happened is my wife and I wanted to do something to spread as much good and positivity as we can. So we created a podcast to let people come and get their personal stories out of overcoming adversity and inspiring stories and the whole thing. And so one of them was a psychic that came on. And he wouldn't mind me saying, but his name's I don't know if he would mind me saying actually, but um, so afterward, I did a podcast with him, and I asked him like, "Hey, I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but do you mind if I do a reading?" And he was the one who I had suspected that I died. He's the one that confirmed it, and he knew how it happened. That messed me up. I was like, "You got to be kidding me," you know? And he said, and then he said there was another time where you think you might have died, and I know exactly what he's talking about. It has to do with a with an overdose. We'll just say that. And he said you did. But anyways, this is not about me. So he also asked, "Hey, who's the namesake in the family?" And I'm like, "Well, what is that?" And he's like, "Someone that was named after someone, like a parent or something." I said, "Well, my daughter was named after her cousin." And he said, "She's still with her." And I just got goosebumps at the time. And so anyways, fast forward a year and a half, here we are. My daughter, I don't know if it rubbed off from us or whatever, but she's expanded her awareness. So she's asking questions about, Dad, what are these coincidences? And I've explained synchronicities to the best of my understanding. I've explained manifesting. I've explained numerology, and this concept that we're not separate from nature. We're not separate from the earth. You have to listen to your body. We all have intuition. It's God's gift. Let's hone in on that. So I constantly, and so she's developed her own set of skills. And the other day she came to me and she's like, "Dad, you're not going to believe this, but like, well, actually, longer story. She is manifesting, which is just, this whole thing is so weird, dude. If you knew me for, I would laugh at myself right now. Like I would just make fun of myself and judge myself if my old me was looking at me talking about this stuff. Anyways, this video is not about me. So my daughter, her awareness is expanding. So today, earlier, she was talking about guardian angels and Claire, and she's like, "Who are my guardian angels? I feel like I have guardian angels. Like, what is that?" And she asked my wife about Claire, and for whatever reason, Claire came to her mind, and my wife's like, "That's weird. Why did Claire come to her mind?" And so Claire, my daughter's name is also Claire. Dang, I guess I wasn't supposed to say that according to my wife. She doesn't want to say it. Whatever. I'm shook up. I'm trying to get this done here. So she came to me this evening and we were sitting around and I was looking at, one of my YouTube videos, seeing how it did and checking the stats for no reason like that has any impact on its performance. And like the performance even matters. The show is to help people. It's not about how the videos perform. Tonight really put that in perspective for me. I'm letting go of controlling all of that. None of this, all the things that I've been exposed to and thinking about are all real. So therefore the results of what I'm doing are not my business or mine to control. My job is to put the work in and do the best I can to keep a high vibration and stay positive and treat people good. And anyway, so she's like, "Dad, she started talking about repeating numbers like in this last 6 months." And she's like, and I explained to her numerology, and my little understanding. So tonight she's like, "Dad, some 444 has been coming up and it hasn't come up since this last time." And I said, "Well, what does your intuition say that you think it means?" And she goes, "I don't know, like that I'm just like aware of something. And so we looked it up and we're talking about it. And then she goes, and she mentioned to me, Claire, my guardian angel, Claire. And so I just kind of let it go. So later, both my daughters, we were in the bathroom in the master. There's two sinks, one on each side. I'm sitting in the middle of it, looking in the mirror. There's a shower behind me. Claire is behind me to my right, coming out of the toilet area, and then my younger daughter is kind of in front of me on the left. And all of a sudden, this can't be happening. And then all of a sudden, I hear clear as effing day, "Here I am." And dude, I'm so shook up right now. I've never had an experience like this in my life. So that wasn't a big deal. So I heard that. It sounded like it was coming, like it sounded like it was coming from the shower behind me, which doesn't make any sense. And it was almost my head level, and it sounded like someone who was in their late teens, early 20s, a female, and it was kind of playful. "Here I am," like that. And so, but it almost sounded like a kid's toy. Like there was a little echo to it, and it was kind of coming through. It wasn't loud, and it didn't scare me. It didn't startle me or whatever. And I didn't think anything of it. I just thought a kid's toy went off. And within a second, my other Claire goes, "Did you hear that?" And I said, "Hear what?" And she goes, I heard, "Here I am." And I just about puked. I went white and I thought, okay, well, there's a toy. There's a talking toy somewhere. I tore that bathroom up and the master bedroom, and that other door was closed to keep the dogs out. At this same time, the dogs way out in the family room start wigging out. They're crashing into walls. They're sprinting around. I can hear them whining, like just, I couldn't believe it, you know? And so I'm like, where's the talking toy? Like, I found a little toy mermaid. I said, does this talk? No, it doesn't. I searched the shower. I wanted to disprove this because I'm like, if I can't disprove this, this is real. So everything I've been looking into is real as well. And I'm just going to not stress about anything anymore because there's forces greater than me that are looking out for us. And so, yeah, that's what happened. And my daughter, I talked about her and I said, what do you think that was? She goes, Dad, it was Claire. And I said, did it feel good to you? Did it feel right? And she said, yeah. I said, does it feel scary? And she said, no. I'm fucking scared. Damn it. Not trying not to cuss. I'm scared. Okay. um, and she's like, no. And she just goes, and this is a hyper girl. You can't get her to go to bed. She gets this, and I said, does it feel good to know that she's with you walking over? And she gets this deeply pleased look and shakes her head, nods her head, goes over, lays down, goes right to bed, like the most peaceful I've ever seen her, and just nods out like that. And she has a fast mind like mine. She doesn't have ADHD like me, but she does have a fast mind. And so I went back in the bathroom and I text my wife, have you bought any talking toys lately? Like, I'm like, please respond. I'm a little shook up here. I searched the bathroom again. I searched the closet. I tore up the laundry basket every inch, like I was looking for $1 million. Just went on my hands and knees, like, look, there's nothing in there. There's nothing in the room that could have done this. I firmly believe that we got communicated by the other side. And earlier today, I'd kind of hit my wits end in life a little bit with some stuff going on. I'm stretched thin in every category, a lot of pressure on me. I'm just stressed, and I kind of had a cry out to God moment, like, I need a sign. I need a sign that I'm supposed to be doing this. I need a sign that I'm not crazy. I need a sign that you got my back. Like, I need, like, you got to talk to me, And right after I said that, something fell off and dude, I don't want to sound like a weirdo like this, but something fell off the shelf into the bath that I was about to take that shouldn't have. It was a stable magnet that was flat, flush there. So I don't know how to explain that. But, anyways, then this happened. So, dude, I just wanted to get this on camera and document this. I don't know how to explain this, but my whole life and existence looks completely different. I don't know if this feeling is going to wear off or not, but I have an overwhelming feeling that everything's going to be okay, and I need to let go of everything and still work hard. I love working hard, and I love doing this podcast. I love it. But as far as gauging what I think is successful about it, I'm letting that go. And I really feel like everything is going to be okay. What happened tonight felt good. I'm still scared a little bit because it's weird, dude. I didn't think like, you don't understand. I can't believe that this happened. So I'm just rambling now, but I have an overwhelming sense of relief that my daughter's being watched over because we have her scans coming up next week, which is a terrifying event for the family. It's every 6 months, and we go in to see if the cancer's back or not, and we all tense up as we get closer. And I don't have any of that now. Even if there was something wrong on the scans, I would be like, there's a reason for this. I don't know what it is, but I trust that. So I don't think life's ever going to look the same to me. Um, I don't know, man. Does anyone have experiences like this? Like, no, like something this concrete. No, like putting the pieces together. And I think it was this or that. I heard a voice, and so did both of my daughters. And my younger one said, "Hey, it's just your imagination." I heard it, but we just imagined. She was too freaked out. So, if anybody has any input on this, dude, like, help me. I'm not. I'm pretty shook up, and I'm relieved, and I feel elated and happy, and I'm so glad I have this channel to document this as my diary, and I love you all.